Back with another one. This one is titled The Analysis of California Assembly Bill 1333. I like to say all praise be to the Most High, the God of Moses and Abraham. I like to say I love my mother, I love my father, I love our son, and have love for the mother of our son. So this is California Assembly Bill 1333 by Assemblyman Rick Sbur. It says bill title Crimes Homicide Spectrum Partisan Bill Democrat 1-0, introduced February 24, 2025. And this is it here on this website. So, an act to amend Section 197 of the Penal Code relating to crimes. Legislative Council's Digest AB 1333 has introduced a borough crimes homicide. Existing law defines homicide as unlawful killing of a human being or a fetus with or without malice aforethought as specified. Existing law establishes certain circumstances in which homicide is justifiable as specified. This bill would eliminate certain circumstances under which homicide is justifiable, including, among others, in defense of a habitation or property. The bill would additionally clarify circumstances in which homicide is not justifiable, including, among others, when a person uses more force than necessary to defend against danger. By expanding the scope of the crime of homicide, the bill would create a state-mandated local program. The California Constitution requires the state to reimburse local agencies and school districts for certain costs mandated by the state. Statutory provisions establish procedures for making that reimbursement. This bill would provide that no reimbursement is required by this act for a specified reason. So it says, bill text, the people of state of California do enact as follows. Section 197 of Penal Code is amended to read, homicide is also justifiable when committed by any and all of the following cases. 1. When resisting attempt to murder any person or to do some great bodily injury upon any person. When committed in defense of a person against one who manifestly intends or endeavors in a violent, riotous, or tumultuous manner to enter the habitation of another for the purpose of offering violence to any person therein. When committed in a lawful defense of such person or of a spouse, parent, child, master, mistress, or servant, or such person when there is a reasonable ground to apprehend a design to do some great bodily injury and imminent danger of such design being accomplished. B. Homicide is not justifiable when committed by a person in the following cases. When a person was outside of their residence and knew that using force likely to cause death or greatly bodily injury could have been avoided with complete safety by retreating. 2. When the person used more force than was reasonable necessary to defend against danger. 3. When the person was assailant engaged in mutual combat or knowing engaged in conduct likely to provoke a person to commit a felony or do some great bodily injury, except if either of the following circumstances apply. A. The person reasonably believed that they were in imminent danger of death or great bodily injury and had exhausted every reasonable means to escape such danger other than the use of force likely to cause death or great bodily injury. In good faith, the person withdrew from the encounter with the other assailant or assailants and indicated clearly to the assailant or assailants that the person desired to withdraw and terminated the use of any force, but the other assailant or assailants continued or resumed the use of force. Section 2. No reimbursement is required by this act pursuant to Section 6 of Article 3B of the California Constitution, because the only costs that may be incurred by a local agency or school district will be incurred because the act creates a new crime or infraction, eliminates a crime or infraction, or changes the penalty for crime or infraction within the meaning of the Section 17556 of the Government Code, or changes the definition of a crime within the meaning of Section 6 of Article 8B of the California Constitution. So basically, this is a bill that is being attempted to be passed by Assemblyman Rick Sbur. This is talking about the sponsors, Assemblyman Rick Sbur. Some of these things in here you could go over in the comments. This is very disturbing because it's basically a bill to take away a person's right to protect themselves, right to bear arms, right to protect their family, defend their home, and a way to strip people of their private property. The origins of this, you would have to look at the origin of where it comes from. So this is being proposed by Assemblyman Rick Sbur, and you would have to look into his bio, and he's a lawyer or attorney. He's a former United States House of Representatives candidate. He's a well-known advocate of LGBT civil rights and environmental topics and movements. So with this gentleman being a representative for the people, you'd have to think, are his intentions the best? Are his views biased and skewed? Is it that he chooses the LGBT movement, that he would not be fair to families that are heterosexual? Him being a part of the LGBT community, is he looking through clear lenses on people that might have to defend themselves in the face of an attacker using deadly force in their home to protect their children? Was Assemblyman Sbur mindful of this when he passed the bill? So these are things to consider, that is he knowledgeable of this law? Does this gentleman Sbur need to be medically examined for his competency in this position? Who is Sbur? Is he aligned with the so-called secret societies like the Freemasons, where he is introducing this bill to cause chaos and disorder. Some people might be pleased, but this will cause chaos and disorder because it's something that is basically stripping your God-given rights under these color of law bills and policies. So that's the thing, is to analyze that. Do his views and his lifestyle give him a bias to make these kind of decisions for people with families or people defending their homes? Is this another way for the United States de facto corporation to make money? Meaning that if this so-called color of law bill is enacted and these scenarios pop up, this will be very lucrative for lawyers in the criminal defense to people that might have been in their means to harm or kill somebody that was trying to hurt their family in their house. So either way, it's going to mean money for the legal system, because if someone is innocent, but because of this color of law bill, they're guilty, and now they have to pay a lot of money to fight this case. So this is another thing, is that you have this gentleman Sbur making laws that benefit lawyers in the legal profession. So from just us looking at this, we could see that a benefit would be that the criminal law will start getting money, just like family law. And it's always got money, but it'd be interesting to see this. Also, they have to make these kind of laws, but in a way that's underhanded to strip people of rights. So an example would be that when they had the COVID-19, they used public policy and health policy to circumvent or go around people's rights and get the doctors to suggest that people take these vaccines without any proper trials. So they just rushed it, and then now all in the news that people have gotten sick, people have died from this shot that was heavily marketed through the government and the medical profession. That's the thing, is that with this bill, it's also Freemasonic, because with this bill, it's going to have the liberals and the conservatives fight. And this is the duality of the Freemasons, where you have to have yin and yang, or peace and war. And this is the controversy where you have, these politicians passing these kind of laws. But then you'll say, is this gentleman a moral man? Is he of good deeds and righteous and moral? And then how much criticism could you give Rick Sbur if the people put him in? And if he is rotten, and from Islam, if he is rotten, then that is a reflection of the people. So these are things to think about, where they make these crafty laws to really take away your God-given rights. And it's causing an uproar now. But when you have Freemasons and stuff like that, that is the whole notion, or the whole intention, is to create chaos and disorder, because a lot of people will be hurt, and this will lead to a lot of lawsuits. So some of the comments: Tony M. Blue. Okay, I just wrote a long comment, but it's not for here. It's for the moron in our government taking money to push, if conceived in poorly written bills, where I can make sure that our Congress rings lengthy. What the F? So yes, he's concerned. And this basically saying is that this Sbur is not qualified in this field, and he's just pushing some law through. Dennis H. Gregory. Hi, Tori. Look up your name of your assemblyman and senator and send an email directly to them. I'm going to copy my text above you and do the same, and encourage anyone on here to do so. So yeah, to communicate with him and make conflicts, or just issued grievances. But it would take more than emails, and it would be almost to where people would think, is this guy qualified to be in office? Dimitri Rivera. This is going to get everyone killed if we don't stop the threat of AB 1333. Is really stupid. How can we hide or retreat against a criminal with a gun that we can't outrun the gun when hired? It can penetrate through car doors. Our cars are not like police cars, and we aren't as fast as a bullet. This is going to get everyone killed, because we just going to let the criminal run loose and shoot whoever he or she wants. This bill is need to be removed from California. This should be judged by we the people before anything, and vote for it. I'm tired of corrupted judges think it's safe to do that. They should put it in a test and see if it's successful or complete failure. And I think a complete failure. Hope Trump removes AB 1333 bill. So this bill is already seeming to cause division, and that is probably one of the reasons it was placed for the people. Sean Nissen, make self-defense legal again. So that's the thing, is that this assemblyman is basically trying to play God under color of law to affect people's lives, but might not have the competency to be in office. Greg Seaver, this is so dangerous, it's not bad enough. Sacramento harmed businesses due to a hyper growth and theft by making a theft a misdemeanor. Now you want to see a spike in the home invasion crime, leaving us defenseless and attacked in our homes, while making it safe for the criminals to attack us. This is poorly thought out and incompetent attempt to pacify anti-gun lobbyists. Crime is not safe or fair if someone chooses a life of crime. They are choosing whatever consequences unfold. Citizens of America do not have to run and hide from criminals, pondering what level of force the criminals might resort to. Police already have cases. Allow them to do their jobs and stop creating barriers for law enforcement and safety. Sacramento is making California a dangerous place to live. Vote no on AB 1333. So basically what this saying is, because of this Sbur's incompetence, he will get other people to suffer and possibly be killed because he's incompetent himself. Dennis Marshall, I'm opposed to AB 1333 and let it known that my vote will reflect just that. Scott Hill, so do I offer the criminals a sandwich while they kill my family? That's basically saying that this bill is absurd. If Rick Sbur was trying to do the right thing, he would say, let's enact this bill, or make a bill that will hold police accountable for murders to what is justifiable and what is not, and make it better than what it is, to where law enforcement can get away with murder. Vincent Lopez, the AB 1333 is a bad bill. I don't see how this is going to work correctly. We're going in the wrong direction. My voting will reflect. So the wrong direction might be the right direction if it's a win-win for the legal system. Because if either way, defense is going to pay, and then the offense attorney would be suing for if the intruder killed the family. So that's the thing, is that this is just something that is just chaos and disorder. Two Trips Morris, this is a bill that will criminalize victims and victimize criminals. I see it encourage and increase in home invasions. So this is just gonna cause more problems. But as stated, does this Rick Sbur have a background? Is he a moral man that knows of God's laws? Or he's a simpleton that follows his own lusts and desires, and because he is in a position of power, that he's thinking of himself and his own people affiliated with him, as opposed to looking at people that have families and them defending their home. This law is also going to encourage more crime. People break into people's houses. They'll start getting bold because they know that the law is on their side, as stated by this comment. And this bill is either that this guy is incompetent, or he's just doing this to create more anarchy. Homer Hayden, AB 1333 is dangerous and sadistic bill that will leave all Californians defenseless in their homes and on the street. Please do not support it or vote for it. So basically, it's just negative, as she's stating. Oh, excuse me, as he's stating. Wendell Davis, where in the Constitution or Bill of Rights does it say American citizens require government permission to use their enumerated rights? So it's stated, where is it? Doesn't exist. Well, the people have been dumbed down that we don't hold our politicians liable for their actions, and we don't scrutinize them or vet them enough to say, well, this guy is possibly anti-family, and what is the the meaning behind this bill. Is there somebody in the shadows promoting this bill, or was this his idea? So this would have to be looked into to see what is the reason that he is doing this, and also by what authority is he creating this bill. Carolyn Martinez. No, on AB 1333, this is a ridiculous assembly bill. Why on earth would anyone in his or her right mind think this is a good idea? Exactly who are you protecting, Assembly members of Burr? Is it definitely time for you to be out of office if this is the best you can produce? So basically, she's saying that this man is out of his mind. He's not fit for office. Carla Rimp. No on the bill, California AB 1333. What's happened to common sense? Many criminals are not even in their right mind, and they want what's yours no matter how or what they do to get it. So how do you reason with them? Where can I sign and vote against this pro-criminal rights bill? So basically, this seems that this is planned. So with all the budget cuts and all the federal layoffs, people are going to hurt, and the poor people are going to get more poor, and that's going to push certain individuals to do home invasions. And as stated in the monetary way, this is just a money grab for the legal system and the federal foreign United States corporation. And who knows if the vote even went in favor of this bill being thrown out, who's to say they won't rig it to go through? Dennis H. Gregory. CAAB 1333 is absolutely stupid and a waste of elected officials' times, and looks to open up the front door of private residencies, just as the 8 years of federal government opened our borders to give criminals free access. I ask, when are legislators in California as well as in other anti-gun states going to realize the responsible and legal gun owners have a right to protect themselves and do not need government that way? As others have stated before me, this was an ill-conceived and poorly written bill that should be voted down as quickly as possible. So basically, this is saying it's a waste of taxpayers' money, and also a way to mess or take people's private property over color of law, under color of law, and not allow them to defend themselves. Mark Tober. Let's rename this the bill, kill the castle doctrine bill. Mary Smith. This bill violates the Second and Fourth Amendments to our Constitution. It's signed into law, it will not stand. If someone breaks into my home, I will defend myself and property in any way that I see fit. There is nowhere I will consider retreat. Do not be forward. Do not move be forward with this bill. You will embarrass yourself. So yes, if they're trying to pass a bill that's repugnant to the U.S. Constitution, it is null and void. And this lady, Mary Smith, seems to be informed. And this is an eloquent comment. So in conclusion, this bill will be detrimental to the people. And as stated, it would be good to do some kind of auditing on the origin of this bill, and not auditing in a financial sense, but auditing, yes, in a financial sense, to look on the statistics of people being killed in home invasions. Also, to do more into or look more into this assemblyman's intention. So I want to thank you. Good night.